$14,300. That's not a salary, that's not a bonus. That's what one AI-powered system generated in a single month while its owner was on a road trip through Colorado. No office, no meetings, no alarm clock, just systems running quietly in the background, writing content, delivering products, handling customer emails, while a 31-year-old guy named Ryan was watching the sunset from a campsite. Now here's the uncomfortable question. Why does Ryan's money move when he doesn't? And why does yours stop the moment you stop working? That gap, that invisible, silent gap, is what this video is about. And by the end, I'm going to show you exactly what's creating it and exactly what you can do about it, starting today with tools that are completely free.
Hey everyone, welcome back. On this channel, we break down exactly how everyday Americans are using free AI tools to build real, lasting wealth. Not get-rich-quick schemes, not crypto hype. Real systems, real tools, real results. If you're new here, hit subscribe right now, because what I'm about to share in this video is something most financial YouTubers are completely ignoring. Let's get into it.
It's 6:47 in the morning. Somewhere in Austin, Texas, a woman named Priya opens her eyes. She's 28 years old, graphic designer, earns $72,000 a year, good at her job, genuinely talented. But before she even gets out of bed, she's already behind. 14 new client emails, 3 revision requests from yesterday, a deadline she forgot about. Her income is directly tied to every single hour she works. The moment she stops, the money stops. Now, across the country, in a small apartment in Denver, Colorado, Marcus wakes up at 7:03 a.m., same age as Priya, also works in design, also started with $72,000 a year. But Marcus doesn't open client emails first thing in the morning. He opens a dashboard, and in the last 8 hours, while he slept, ChatGPT generated first drafts for 3 client projects. Claude analyzed feedback from his automated digital product store. A Zapier workflow sent invoices, delivered downloads, and followed up with new customers. His Canva templates, which he built once, sold 11 more copies overnight. Marcus didn't work last night, but his systems did. And that difference, right there, is the AI wealth gap. Not rich versus poor. Not lucky versus unlucky. People who own systems versus people who only sell their time. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm not a tech person. I don't know how to code. I don't have money to invest in some AI business. I hear you, and I want to be very clear about something. The AI wealth gap is not about being a software engineer. It's not about having a computer science degree. It's not about being young or rich or living in Silicon Valley. It is about one thing: leverage. Let me explain. You have 24 hours in a day. So does Marcus. So does Elon Musk. So does your neighbor. Time is the only resource that is perfectly equal. But here is what is not equal. What happens with your time when you're not working? Right now, the top earners in America are using AI to make their time work in 3 directions at once. They create content once, and it earns for months. They build a digital product once, and it sells while they sleep. They set up an automation once, and it handles tasks that used to take 10 hours a week. Meanwhile, most Americans are still trading hour for dollar. Wake up, work, get paid, stop working. Income stops. And here is the shocking part. This gap is growing faster than any wealth gap in history because AI is not slowing down. It is compressing time. Tasks that took 8 hours in 2020 now take 30 minutes. Research that required a whole team now takes one person with the right prompts. Content that used to need a studio and 3 editors can now be produced solo with a laptop and free tools. The people who understand this, they are pulling ahead every single month. The people who ignore it, the gap gets wider every single day. I want you to imagine something. It's 11:58 p.m. Your family is asleep. The house is quiet. You open your laptop, and for the first time in a long time, you're completely honest with yourself. You open a spreadsheet. You type in every number. checking account, savings, credit card debt, car loan, student loans, retirement account, everything. The final number appears. Maybe it's $3,000, maybe it's negative, maybe it's less than you thought. And for a second, it feels like the floor drops out from under you because reality is sitting right there on the screen. No filter, no spin, just the truth. Most people close the laptop. They go back to scrolling. They tell themselves it'll get better. But some people, a small group, they stare at that number and they make a decision. Not to panic, not to give up, but to change the question they're asking.
Most people spend their entire lives asking, how can I earn more money? And that's not a bad question. But the wealthiest people, the ones building real financial freedom, they ask a completely different question. How can I create something that earns without me? Read that again. Not how can I work harder? Not how can I get a promotion? How can I build something that keeps moving even when I stop? That is the mental shift. And right now, AI has made that shift more accessible than at any point in human history.
In 2018, building an automated business required a developer, minimum $5,000, a designer, a marketing team, months of setup. In 2025, here's what it requires: a laptop, a free ChatGPT account, a free Canva account, a free 11 Labs account for voiceover, a free Zapier account for automation, and about 30 focused hours of learning and building. The barrier is not money anymore. The barrier is awareness. And that's exactly why I made this video.
Here is something the personal finance world doesn't talk about enough. The AI wealth gap doesn't appear overnight. It appears slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. Let me show you exactly how it happens. Year 1, Priya earns $72,000. Marcus earns $72,000. Marcus builds one small automation, a Canva template store. It earns $200 a month. Almost nothing. Nobody notices. Year 2, Priya gets a 4% raise. She's at $74,880. Marcus's template store earns $800 a month. He also launched an AI-assisted newsletter with 1,200 subscribers. Gap starting to widen. Year 3, Priya hits $78,000. Working harder than ever, Marcus's systems earn $2,400 a month passively. He now works with clients part-time and spends the rest building. Gap now very visible. Year 5, Priya earns $85,000. Respectable. Stable. Marcus's passive systems generate over $4,000 a month. His net worth has crossed $200,000. Same starting point. Completely different trajectories. This is not theory. This is compound leverage. Just like compound interest. Except instead of money compounding, it's systems compounding. Each automation makes the next one easier. Each digital product teaches you something that makes the next one better. Each month of data helps you optimize faster. The gap doesn't explode in year 1. It explodes in year 4 and 5. And by then, it's almost impossible to close. Here's something nobody in finance will tell you. The biggest gap between Priya and Marcus is not technical, it's psychological. When Priya sees an AI tool, she thinks, this might make my skills useless. When Marcus sees the same AI tool, he thinks, this might make my skills 10 times more powerful. Same tool, same technology, completely different outcomes. Because fear closes doors, curiosity opens them. And right now, this very moment in history, the people who respond to AI with curiosity are quietly pulling decades ahead of people who respond with fear or indifference. The wealth gap of the AI era will not be created by intelligence. It will not be created by luck. It will be created by mindset and the daily decisions that flow from it. Okay, enough theory. Let's talk about what you can actually do, starting today with $0. Step 1. Run an honest audit. Open a spreadsheet right now, or use a free tool like Monarch Money, or even just Google Sheets, and write down your actual net worth. Every account, every debt, no guessing. You cannot fix what you won't face. Step 2. Pick one AI skill to learn this month. Don't try to learn everything. Pick one.
Here are your best options depending on your background. If you like writing, learn to build AI-assisted content with ChatGPT. If you're visual, learn Canva Magic Studio plus Midjourney Basics. If you're analytical, learn to use Claude for research and summarization. If you want automation, start with Zapier free tier. Connect 2 apps. Automate 1 task, 1 skill, 30 days. That's it. Step 3. Build one small thing, not a business, not a big launch. One small thing. A Canva template pack. A simple PDF guide created with ChatGPT. A newsletter started on Beehive for free. A short YouTube channel teaching what you already know with AI-assisted scripts and 11 Labs voiceovers. It doesn't need to make $10,000 in month 1. It needs to prove to you that systems work, because the moment you see your first $47 or $112 or $200 from something you built, not from trading your hours, everything changes. Your identity changes. The excuses start losing power, and the gap between you and where you want to be starts closing.
Step 4. Reinvest your first earnings. When your first small system earns money, don't spend it. Reinvest it. Buy a slightly better tool, or invest it into learning a higher income AI skill. The compounding starts here. Here's the truth I want to leave you with. The AI wealth gap is real. It is growing, and it is not being driven by the billionaires. It is being driven by ordinary people. People like Marcus, like the creators I follow, like the students inside my community, who made a quiet decision to stop waiting and start building. You don't need a trust fund. You don't need a tech background. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. You need one honest spreadsheet.
One AI skill. One small thing you build this month. That's how it starts. And somewhere right now, while millions of people are scrolling, someone is building their first system, their first template, their first automated workflow. It won't look impressive at first, but in 3 years, it might be the most important thing they ever did. Don't wait to be ready. Build ready.
If this video opened your eyes, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this. Subscribe if you haven't already, because next week I'm dropping a full breakdown of the 5 free AI tools that can start building your first income system this weekend. Step by step, 0 cost. Drop a comment below. Tell me, are you a Priya or a Marcus right now? Where are you in the journey? I read every single comment. I'll see you in the next one.